In order to be successful in digital transformations, there's a number of things you need to do. But what I want to know is what's the number one thing that project teams need to do to be successful? So I'm going to ask a bunch of industry experts and thought leaders to find out the answer. My name is Eric Kimberling. I'm the CEO of Third Stage Consulting. We're an independent consulting firm that helps clients throughout the world reach the third stage of digital transformation success. And oftentimes when we're talking about what makes a project successful, we have this laundry list of stuff. We have all these different things we know we need to do to be successful. So a question I have today is, what is the number one thing that you need to do to be successful? And rather than me telling you what I think, I'm going to go ask a bunch of industry experts to find out what they think. And right behind me is our Digital Stratosphere conference happening right now. I'm going to go inside and find out what some of their answers are to the keys to transformation success. Let's go. So Dom, what do you think the number one key to digital transformation success is?
Yeah, okay, so for me it's preparation planning, understanding that what that digital transformation statement is that can be communicated amongst your organization. If you don't know that, you get nowhere. So preparation.
Okay. So Marcus, what do you see as the number one key to digital transformation success?
Well, for me, I look at these things through the lens of the contractual relationship and the legality of everything, and so from that perspective, I think putting in a detailed contract that really spells out the obligations of both sides, has milestones, deliverables, acceptance testing criteria. To me, that's really critical to implementation and digital transformation success, having a solid contractual framework with which to guide that relationship.
Okay. So Jordy, what do you see as the number one key to success for any sort of digital transformation?
I would say just making sure that you're aligned and pulling one direction altogether, whether that's your executive or your lower members of your company, just making sure everyone's aligned.
Great. So Ro, what do you see as the number one key to transformation success?
Having the right people at the right time and understanding the process.
Yeah. And are you talking internal people, external people, both?
Both. In processing the process, because sometimes people want to have a system, when you implement a system, to do the process they do instead of let the system sort of dictate the output of the process.
Right. Great. So Becky, what do you see as the number one key to digital transformation success?
Well, people and processes and the alignment at the executive level, and I get this from watching you, but also experiencing it and what happens when we don't have that together, the people and the processes. Instead of the IT, instead of starting with the IT, the people and the processes and how we do business, and understanding the executives, understanding that commitment is going to be key to our success.
So Mehdi, what do you see as the number one key to success in a digital transformation?
The number key is planning. Number two is planning. Okay. Number three is planning, like planning.
So you gave us three answers, right?
Yeah, that's good. So basically, the more you plan, as you mentioned also in your presentations, the more you plan, the more you invest in the upfront cost of your digital transformation, the more you save at the end with the implementation and the vendors involved.
Great. So Mitch, I see you've got a beverage here. That should make this response very interesting.
Oh yeah.
So my question for you is, what do you see as the number one key to success for digital transformation?
It's a good question. I think having expectations that are realistic up front, knowing that a digital transformation isn't going to happen overnight, and being able to coach your team to those expectations on what it's going to take, and that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Great. So Carrie, what do you see as the number one key to success for digital transformations in general?
Yeah, I think it's really important for organizations to have a clear vision and then to tie their outcome that they want from their digital transformation to that vision. I think that's very straightforward because you want to be really supporting whatever corporate objectives or goals that you have if you're going to be making such a big investment. Also, these kinds of visions are usually aligned with your mission, your brand promise, and so it's easier to communicate that to your teams, to get them involved, to get them excited about the change that's coming and how it could potentially affect them in a beneficial way.
Right, great. So Kristen, what do you see as the number one key to digital transformation success?
I think there's a couple things. Obviously, and not a shameless plug about Third Stage, but they need to work with somebody like Third Stage to really assess them. And I'm not just saying their requirements, their culture, etc., because the number one key is really adoption, but adoption has to really effectively mirror the good things about what they're doing. Most notably, some of the specifics that make help their profit margins in terms of their process or the way they do business. But they need to take those things forward with a technology that allows them to do that plus more, with a culture that's ready to say yes. So as long-winded as that answer is, I really would say working with somebody who helps point out those flaws so that you can look in those three areas and really ensure adoption, which of course you need a plan afterwards, but are they really ready to do it? I think one of the things we learned today, which I thought was fascinating, is don't.
Right.
I love that. You said don't. Maybe just plug in a technology if you're not going to have adoption, and sometimes they need somebody outside the company to say don't.
Right.
It's a really powerful message.
Absolutely. So Amanda, what do you think the number one key to transformation success is?
I would say that it is communication.
Okay. Why is that?
Just it seems so obvious and so simple, but it's astounding how it's not obvious or simple. And I think communication, there are so many people and so many teams and silos and moving parts in a project and any type of digital transformation that the communication at some point falls down and it causes issues later down the line. So I would say communication from the executive team, all the way down, and it has to be consistent. Communication's usually really good in the beginning and then it kind of falls off.
Right.
So yeah, communicating probably more than you think you should. Yeah.
All right. So Emma, what do you think the number one key to digital transformation success is?
So to the surprise of nobody, I would say that it is change management, but I'm gonna be a little bit more specific and say digital literacy in order to drive change management. So we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but really focusing on the foundational knowledge that everybody in the company needs to have in order to effectively adopt change.
Great. So now that you've heard from the experts, I want to hear from you. What do you think? What are your answers to these questions? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And for more information about digital transformation best practices, I encourage you to download our 2024 Digital Transformation Report. It's a report we publish each year. You can find that on our website by scanning the QR code or going to the links below. So I hope you found this information useful and hope you have a great day. There are a number of things that you need to do to be... Nope, that's, now I got it. So Ro, what do you think the question is?
I don't know. If you don't like it, just don't use it.
Well, hold on, we're not filming. I'm just giving you the...